What's up, guys? Thass here. I'm really excited to make this video because a lot of times in WoW, you don't really get to play what you want to play due to the fact that it's just not being super great, say on a release of an expansion or patch updates or, whatever. So you have to kind of play other classes to be able to play at a high level. With that being said, I'm going to go over why I'm going back to my main class, which is Monk. They're getting a lot of mainly Mistweaver is getting a lot of big changes in 9.1. I'm going to go over those and kind of go over a small Mistweaver guide, because I know a lot of people are going to want to play Mistweaver due to these new talent updates and whatnot. I've played Mistweaver mainly in BFA. I healed arenas all the time. That's literally all I did, and then I tanked M+, high-end M+ on Brewmaster. So I'm going to do a separate video going over Brewmaster and doing a small guide for it. This is going to be an intro guide because there's still changes and stuff like that. So I'm just going to go over the talents, go over what I normally play, what I normally run, and stuff like that. So we're going to go ahead and hop over here to the PTR, and we're going to go over some of these new changes. Okay, so I'm on the PTR here. So we're going to go ahead and go in. First things first, we're going to go over the new stuff for Mistweaver. And then I'll go over, talents and do like a small guide as well of what's the best thing to run per normal. So a lot of things changed for Mistweaver. Counteract magic has been changed. What it was before was Renewing Mist. When you have Renewing Mist up on a target, if they have dots on them, Renewing Mist would heal for 125% more. It was really, really, really effective against dot classes. So any kind of super heavy dot class, you could even run it in certain comps, like against shamans, like shaman healers or disc priests and twos, because it's just free healing on any dot. All right, on any magic dot. But it has been changed to now removing hostile magic effects from a target increases the healing they receive from you by 10% for 10 seconds, stacking up to 3 times. So say I'm dotted and I get feared, right? Or say one of my teammates gets fully dotted, right? They have a VT or they have a flame shock and then they get feared. So when I dispel them, they now receive an extra 30% healing from me for the next 10 seconds, because it depends on how many magic effects you remove from that target, right? So you can it only stacks up 3 times. So if you remove 3 at once, that target's now going to take 30% increased healing. That's huge. It now makes it to where you have a massive benefit from dispelling. Say like you're fighting a UA warlock, you're fighting shadow play, and you know that dispelling those UAs and that VT is not going to kill you, but your teammate's low. So you go ahead and say like you BM dispel after the silence, that target that your teammate you just dispelled now takes 30% increased healing. That's huge. It's a really cool change. It makes it a little more interactive, a little more a sense of a little outplay stuff. So that's the first change. Refreshing Breeze also got changed. So before, what Refreshing Breeze did was it increasing your Vivify healing by 25%, I believe, and every time you cast Vivify, it refreshed any dots you had on there, right? Or any hots, right? So your Renewing Mist, your Essence Font. You didn't really ever cast Essence Font in Arena, but that's what that talent was. So you would take that. I would take this sometimes against Cleaves if there was nothing else, and I knew I wasn't gonna, even if I was gonna be the target, just for the extra like healing on Vivify, because you're gonna be spamming when a target gets low. So but it's been changed to during your Soothing Mist channel, Expel Harm's healing is increased by 50% and dispels 1 magic disease or poison effect from the target. Stacks each time Soothing Mist heals the target. So this is massive. Now you essentially as Mistweaver have 2 dispels, right? Like you have your normal dispel, and then you can Soothing Mist Expel Harm, which is another dispel, right? Now I don't know how the RNG is going to work in a sense of whether or not it's just going to pick a random thing to dispel, or if it's just going to dispel the next big thing, like say if you were purging. I don't know exactly how that's going to work, but that's pretty huge. Now you have 2 dispels essentially, which is really, really good. And they have now, and they also have two new PvP talents. So Peaceweaver, which, to be honest, will probably be baseline. I watched Cdu's video, and he really wants an extra honor talent slot, and I 100% agree with him. Because, like, classes like Mistweaver, you're just going to be... You have so many abilities that, like, are so good. But some are... You just have to take. Like, you have to take Chrysalis. You're never not going to take Chrysalis. Ever. This is always going to be... This is just stuck in there. You're never going to change it. So that means you have 2 slots and multiple ones that you could use. So if we could get an extra honor talent, if Blizzard's going to do that, I don't know how hard it would be just to add an extra one in there. I think it would be, it would really spice the game up some. But Peaceweaver, what it does is Revival's cooldown is reduced by 50% and provides immunity to magical and magical damage and harmful effects for 2 seconds. Again, huge outplay potential here, right? Say, you're fighting a mage team, right? And the mage probably is, you know, say your shaman or your warrior, so he can blink sheep you, okay, freely. What you could do is you could revival your warrior out of that poly, and now you have magic immunity for 2 seconds. So as soon as he gets sheep, as he's casting sheep, you could revival magic immunity yourself, so that sheep doesn't go off, and then your warrior's already out of that sheep, so now he can stop the next sheep. That's just one of multiple little outplays you could do with this talent. And revival's just a really... I use this button all the time. I hate that it's a 3-minute cooldown. It's a lot of healing. It's a lot of emergency healing, especially against cleaves, right? Say you're fighting Windwalker DK, and you get, you know, you gripped in leg sweep, and that's your go. That's their go. All they are cleave down, just boom, revival, and your team's nice and top pretty quickly. So this is a really good one. Dematerialize. Again, this is going to be baseline pretty much against any like stun heavy comps, right? Rets are insane right now, right? The problem with Mistweaver so far has been you just die. Okay, say their first go against a Ret warrior, that first Hodge wings, you know, Ret Paladin pops wings and he full Hodges you. If you don't trinket, you die. Okay, so you trinket the first go, and say you trinket Port or trinket Cocoon. Okay, well, what happens when you're off Sundiar and now you're going to get hodged again, and now it's Avatar Warbreaker with, say, you know, like, and the Ret gets lucky and gets a wings proc. You're dead as a Mistweaver. You just die. Like, unless your team does insane job at peeling, you just die. You just get one shot. So, like, this right here, being able to dematerialize while stunned, reducing damage taken by 40% and reforming over 3 seconds, right? So now you have a 40% wall passively. So every time you get stunned, you're just taking 40% less damage. It's nuts. That's insane. I don't know if they're going to put an ICD on that or what, but that's huge. So any stun heavy comp, rogue mage, any like super stun heavy comp, this is, you're gonna have to take this. And if you run it with the, and I was about to go over this next one, was in minutes, was just reduce the cooldown of your port, right? But now if it's also a passive that you can use while stunned. So if you use this while stunned, your port's on a normal CD. If you don't use it, or if you port while not stunned, it takes 15 seconds off of it. So now you get to port while stunned. So if you run Dematerialize with short port, so you take 40% less damage on one stun, and then the next stun, you can just port it. And you save all your, like, it's insane. Like, these changes to Mistweaver is going to make this class so much fun to play. And I'm super excited to get back to playing it. So those are the PvP challenge changes real quick. I'm just going to do a small, like, kind of brief go over of just basic Mistweaver stuff. I don't want to make this video too long. I'm already 10 minutes in. And I'm going to make a more in-depth guide when 9.1 comes out. and we see all the new legendaries and stuff. But I'll just go over the basic stuff here. What I normally run. This is PvP only. This is not PvE. This is strictly for arenas. Okay, so you always run Miswrap. It's too good not to. This you can this is completely up to you. Chi Torpedo is good. Tiger's Lust is also really good. This is preference. Always Manatee. Never Life Cycles. Always Manatee. Ring of Peace. Song of Chi-Ji. Never Tiger Tail Sweep. It's just awful. You can swap between these two depending on what comp you're playing. And if you want a little more extra CC, Song of Chi-Ji is really good. You can just in-cap into Song. You can even run Aura Mastery, so you can automatically get it off, just depending on if you really need long CC chains to kill something. This is something, again, is preference. I love to play Healing Elixir. It's just really good free healing. A lot of people run Diffuse Magic. You can run Diffuse Magic as things like, mages, like Rogue Mage. You can run Diffuse Magic, to kind of go just an extra thing for their goes, just extra defensive. But with Dematerialize and Short Port, like this would kind of be overkill in my opinion. But if you feel like you're gonna die, use it. Always Jade Surface at you. Crane is not great. You can pair it with a legendary that makes it okay, but Mistweavers are so squishy right now. If you're anywhere near the enemy team, and you're trying to do, Crane just doesn't do enough healing to actually keep you alive in this burst meta. So always Jade Staff Unit, always Focus Thunder for those free Vivifies and stuff like that. So that's just the basic talent overview and what the changes were to Mistweaver. Like I said, I'm going to have a more in-depth guide when 9.1 comes out and kind of explain a little more what legendaries, what kind of Covenant's the best, because that's what I'm going to be doing over the next couple weeks is kind of playing around with Covenants, playing around with different legendaries to figure out what's going to be best for 9.1. But I'm super excited to get back playing my main class. This is huge for all Mistweaver fans of the class. I know there's not a lot of them. A lot of people don't really like the way Mistweaver plays. But for me personally, it's a class that I fell in love with, and one of the main reasons why I play WoW as much as I did. So I'm super excited to get back to playing it. So yeah, stop by the stream because I'll be playing a lot of months. Peace.